The pressure from India is also ongoing. The pressure from the viewers and fever is also ongoing. But despite this, one cannot retreat from this front, nor can one take a leave. Well, yesterday India made its final attack. They used their last weapons, which caused panic within India itself and gave Pakistanis more reason to laugh. Some monkey-like zombies appeared on Indian screens around 1 o'clock at night, according to Pakistani time, and they claimed that important Pakistani cities, like Lahore, had been capped through Vikrant. Now everyone started wondering, what sea is there in Lahore? There is a river Ravi, all of whose water has been stolen by India. There is no water there either for Vikrant to sail through. Vikrant indeed ventures into the deep sea, right? So look, the Ravi, it certainly goes, meaning it passes by Sahiwal and Multan, and at the point of Panjnad, it falls into the Indus. And even if it comes through this route, it will need water. But here, no water is left in the Ravi for any boat to sail, let alone putting Vikrant in it and heading to Lahore. They also, though, destroyed the port of Fisalabad and had it occupied by India. Which port came up in Fisalabad? Then I thought about it and realized that near Fisalabad is a city called Samundri. They must have looked it up on Google and thought Samundri means sea, whereas it is actually named after Sardar Samundar Singh. In this context, it means something like that. So Samundri is Samundri, and near it is the dry port of Faisalabad. They had it captured, and yesterday the Indian forces also took over the Faisalabad port. They did such foolish things that we thought it was a joke, that this channel must be joking. I had tuned into their channel, whether it was Aj Tak or any other. Then I switched to Times Now and others. And on all the Indian mainstream TV channels, the news was running that India had launched a full-scale attack on Pakistani cities and captured them. There was a fire at the Karachi port, and the people of Karachi were fleeing, disappearing, and it was a massive, deadly attack, and they were reportedly killed. I mean, the storm they stirred up, I laughed so hard that I fell asleep from weakness, as fever causes weakness. I fell asleep, and when I woke up in the morning, the same Indian media that was shouting last night that they had captured everything reported that the news broadcast last night was a mistake. Although it wasn't news, it was a complete war theater. There were monkey-like humans resembling their Hanuman who were placed as anchors jumping around with full wall screens explaining that they had captured Quetta as well and had done this and that in Quetta, essentially claiming they had captured all of Pakistan. And since India's media is notoriously known worldwide, this news spread globally, but the world did not take it at face value. The world did not give it more importance than a monkey show. You can imagine that when India sends symbols to represent its culture worldwide, it even sends a monkey trainer as one of its symbols. Although he is their guru, since they get paid for this work abroad, they even make their guru Rajneesh dance, putting a leash around his neck. They can do anything for money. Anyway, in the morning, we saw that all those media channels were saying that they had broadcast half the news, an incomplete story, and they made a mistake. They were asking for forgiveness, saying this and that. This was essentially a psychological operation, a psychological attack on Pakistan. Anyway, India conducted the operation itself and then admitted it was a mistake. We had already reported it from afar. That was their last weapon, which they used. All right. Now, what we need to do, you can see in my next blog. That's all for now. We'll meet again in the next blog.